to the distinguished representative of India.
Thank you, Mr. President. I thank you for organizing this informal high-level meeting to mark the first International Day for Countering Hate Speech. I commend Morocco for piloting this resolution. Hate speech is the antithesis of peace, tolerance, and harmony. Unfortunately, we continue to witness a rising trend in hate speech. This was particularly evident during the COVID-19 pandemic. India joined 12 other countries to issue a cross-regional statement on infodemic in June 2020. India has time and again emphasized that combating religiophobia can never succeed if it continues to be exclusionary and remains restricted to one or two religions only, while completely ignoring the rise in hatred and discrimination against non-Abrahamic religions, including Buddhism, Hinduism, and Sikhism. And on 18 June, a couple of days ago, and on the very day we commemorated the International Day for Countering Hate Speech, we saw yet another tragic example of this against the Sikh religion, this time in Kabul, Afghanistan. The Gurudwara Karte Parwan was attacked, desecrated, and damaged. We condemn in the strongest terms this cowardly, dastardly attack where lives were tragically lost. It's time the UN member states condemned hatred against non-Abrahamic religions as well and stop from being selective in combating religiophobia. There cannot be double standards on religiophobias if you truly want to combat hate. We firmly believe that a society based on the principles of democracy and pluralism provides an enabling environment for diverse religions and communities to live together. Today, every one of the world's major religions have a home in India, making it a nation of unparalleled diversity. India has over centuries provided refuge to all, whether Zoroastrians or the Jewish community or the Tibetan Buddhists or many from our own neighborhood. Through embracing both democracy and pluralism, India has promoted a culture of tolerance and respect for all religions and cultures under our overarching constitutional framework. Aberrations are dealt with within our legal framework, and we reject selective outrage from outside, especially when they are motivated and pursue a divisive agenda, as we just heard today, references against India by the OIC. Mr. President, there can be no doubt that terrorism is the antithesis of all religions and cultures. India has continued to play a leading role to combat both radicalization and terrorism. The United Nations has the responsibility to ensure that countering hate speech and discrimination should not be limited to a select view, but should encompass all those affected. I conclude by quoting Mahatma Gandhi, and I quote, "I want cultures of all lands to be blown about my house as freely as possible, but I refuse to be blown off my feet by any." I thank you, Mr. President.